Hughie's boxing, March the 7th, yes, Manchester Arena. His fundamentals was always there, you know, the boxing, and he's got all that. But what needed with Hughie, he's been able to hold his ground, mix it up, throw combinations, all these types of things, his strength and his conditioning. So, you know, he's been working on all of that. It's a culmination of things, you know, when you're up against it and you're in world level opponents, you'll get away with a lot of mistakes in front of not so classy people, and you'll be able to get shots off. But you've only got to be a little bit hesitant, you know, or go around with your right, or not have confidence in throwing the right, and it'll get exposed. And on a world scene, you've seen it time and again. And you know, he's been very, very bad habits of not doing enough, because there's a reason for that. It's not because he's not fit enough, it's not because he can't throw the punches. It's because you know, he just couldn't get that right hand going. But I believe we've rectified that problem, and yeah, it's going to be interesting. We've since the Povetkin camp, we've changed things around totally and had a real in-depth look. Now it's fine-tuning those changes, where everything runs smooth. Like anything else, it's like building a fine engine, yeah? You've built the engine, but then you've got to time it, because if the timing's off, it's not going to run right. So then there's one thing getting things right, and there's another thing making sure it's smooth. So it's smooth to the fighter up here, so he knows what he's doing, it's natural for him. Everything for me a fighter's got to do is natural. It ain't got to be forced, it ain't got to be something he's not used to. He's got to be used to it, he's got to know it in his sleep, subconscious it's there. And you know, that is not a short thing to achieve. That takes time, it's Groundhog Day. You know, it's like polishing a piece of metal that's been under the ground for years. And you know, you keep polishing it and eventually it's starting to shine and go smooth. Same, it's repetition. But the right repetition, not the repetition where they're going to get bored. Not the repetition where, oh, I've got to do this again. That mentality is stale. Already your fighters, the light bulb's gone off. So I could talk to you all night about the mental side of it. You know, it's to get something different, to keep them stimulated, to keep talking to them, to keep everything going. Yeah, there's some dark times, there's, you know, things which ain't going right, but that's normal, it's all part of course. You know, it's not about today, it's not about tomorrow, it's long term. That's the key in boxing. And, you know, anybody can shout for the rooftops. It's longevity that counts. That's what you're remembered for. You know, is Buster Douglas highly remembered? He's remembered to shock defeat Tyson, but look how he went out. You know, nobody mentions him. He's not going to go down in history as one of the best fighters ever, is he? You know, but he won all the belts. So it's about going on the journey. And the good thing with Hughie, people seeing him develop, they've seen all of his fights, they've seen the frustrating fights he's had, and he's there at the end of it, he's got his head down, he's deflated, you know, because he's thinking, you know, what have I got to do? This kid tries hard, he's got a heart of a lion, he takes good punches, you know, he's trying, but there's been a break in there. So now he's getting older, he's getting wiser, and like I said, we've been working on a lot of stuff, so I'm really looking forward to March the 7th. I've got to say, Peter Clark, he's done a fabulous job with him. You'll see the difference in his body shape. You can see here, he's a big unit. You know, he's at the moment, I think he's 17-7. But he'll come down to fight day. We'll have to look where he is, but he's strong, he's fit, and he's hitting well as well. This is a heavyweight game. He is actually very good on his front foot. You don't need to go around the ring like a gazelle, you know, and tip a tap and do no damage. You know, it's like anything else. Whatever his physique is, whatever he pans out at, that's his weight. And this is his weight. He's eating natural foods, he's eating good food, and this is his weight. Simply in a nutshell, I think what Peter's been doing with him has been excellent. But also, I think he's, let's not forget, he's 25 now. So he's getting older and maturing. So he's, but he is, you can see he's a big unit. Hughie's not a gym fighter, he never has been. You know, he'll just run through his motions. I'm pleased with what I see because Hughie's one of these, he seems to get it on fight night. He's a different fighter when it's for real, which I'm happy with, because there's no point in having a world champion in the gym and falling apart under the spotlight, is there? He's the other way around. Hughie's like, he'll be mundane at times. You'll see flashes of absolute genius in here, you know, and other times he just plods through the motions. Don't forget, these are hard camps, and he's got some very hard sparring as well. You'll see the sparring tomorrow when you're here. The sparring's intense, it's gruesome. There's a lot of leather being thrown, so it's you know, it's not tip-of-tap stuff. Martin McCauley's a very good fighter. He throws a lot of shots and he brings pressure. He's not somebody you can dance around the ring and keep off. You know, that's why I've got him. If you go to run around the ring from him, he's walking you down. You know, and he's very good at cutting the ring off. He's light on his feet as well. And he's athletic. He throws a lot of punches. And he's all over you, you know. So basically, that's why I've got him. Because we want Hughie to hold the centre. And, you know, have control of the ring properly. So what I'm doing with Hughie, you'll see massive changes in this kid. You know, because we're changing him round. Because one, he's older, he's mature, he can hold his feet more. He can ship these kind of shots when he needs to, and he's mixing it up. So he's got all round different styles with him, so he's not going to lose his boxing element. Because like I said, I don't care who you are. You stand in the centre of that ring and you stand with your feet flat, you're looking to get your lights put out. This is a boxing game. Heavyweights, they can all hit. And if they connect properly, no matter who you are, you'll go. So like I said, the boxing's paramount, but we're going to see a lot of changes. We're going to see more on the front foot, more mixing it up, more combinations, and, you know, and really getting the bit between his teeth and looking for stoppages rather than the points. 2020, I think, big things. I think as much as he gets a lot of criticism, I think that's only out of frustration because people really want to see him do well because he's a nice young fella. I think he's going to change a lot of public opinion by the end of this year, and he's going to be back in serious fights, and hopefully he'll be fighting for a world title. But either way, he's going to be in the mix. You know, I want him back in the top 5, and I think this year people will get behind him, and he will turn the corner because there's one thing talking about it. You know, let the people see it. So I'm a firm believer in that. I don't say anything in hope. Hope is a weakness. Hope is something where you're trying to give yourself a G up when you don't really believe it. I'm a reality person. It's good to have confidence, but it's good to know reality where you are as well. Come March the 7th, the world's going to see. And I want him to do good things, and I think people will see that.